Welcome to I Heart Geek.
And welcome to another fun-filled episode of I Heart Geek. Woo! Yay! We're talking all the cinematic iterations of Batman. Kids, sorry, we're not going to be talking the animated series at all. We all know Kevin Conroy's the best. Kevin Conroy, nobody's better. Blah blah. Okay, cool. No one's disagreeing, but let's get past it. We've done that episode before, I think. It said we might hit the animated movies, but I don't think so. We'll see. Well, what do you really want to talk about? The Killing Joke and how they just destroyed that?
There's one. There's one movie I want to plug.
Okay,
but
we'll try to hit that. We'll try to hit that. Okay, I'm Dub, and with me is Chris. We have Kevin, and we have Skeeter. Yay! It has been a while since we've had an episode, guys. So tell me something, and we're going to ask this in order. Why are you on the Batman cinematic episode? Let's start with you, Kevin.
Well, honestly, it's because I haven't done a podcast with you guys in a long time, and I was very excited to do a podcast.
Thank you for all that build-up. You're supposed to talk about your brilliance on the topic, and yeah, I just wanted to be on the show. What about you, Skeeter?
Well, I mean, Batman is probably my the cinematic universe of Batman. Actually, any iteration of Batman is probably my favorite in the comic book universe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just because the story, the background, all of that. But with Kevin, I mean, I haven't done a show in a long time, but you know, when you asked to do it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm all in because there's so much to talk about. But
Batman
you write
89.
Batman 89. Like,
we've done that episode, but
yes, 6,000 times in the theater. So many times they just started letting us in for free, like Wayne's World. But I mean, it happened. So that's why I'm here.
Chris Safari.
Yes.
So tell us, man, why are you on the Batman? I don't know where that came from. I apologize.
Apparently, people from New Jersey are Jamaican. But you know, like,
well, you're something else. It's the toxic waste.
Yes, we've talked about that.
It smells better in Vegas than Jersey. I'm just saying it. I'm putting it out there.
It's true. I'm here because Dub texts me yesterday. He's like, "Hey, you want to do Batman?" I'm like, "Yes," because Batman's the best superhero. Period. And
you think so?
Bruce and I go a long way back. Yes, Bruce Wayne and Bruce Springsteen. We go a long way back. So I'm just very happy to be here, and I haven't been here on I Heart Geek since I was. Yeah,
that you were in Vegas, I think.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, so let's hit this question that's really important, and I have some thoughts on this one. What makes Batman work so well traveled throughout so many storytellers? We see so many other superheroes that the more people play with them, the more they screw everything up. We see characters, they're garbage after a while when they go through everybody's hands. Why do you think Batman is able to survive? And I have a theory on this, but I'm going to hit you guys first. Let's start with you, Chris.
Aside from being the best superhero, I think Batman works so well because he's the superhero that is plausible in real life. There could be a Batman. Like, there could be a Batman, and I've been a fan of this franchise since I was a kid, since the animated series. Plus, knowing that Batman has Jersey roots, this is true. Batman is from New Jersey. There's a map in one of the comics that
Gotham is just Jersey.
Gotham is Jersey, and Metropolis is New York. And then the other
I heard that Gotham was Chicago,
or that Metropolis is Gotham in the day and Gotham is Gotham at night. Plus, it's just he's a symbol. He's a symbol of all this badassery, and he's just iconic. That's why it works.
I can agree with that. Skeeter, what about you? What do you think? Why does it stay so relevant and so good?
Bruce Wayne. You know, go watch the Batfleck version when the Flash asks him, "What's your superpower?"
I'm rich.
I'm rich, dude. But no, to be completely 100% honest, the reason why I love Batman, why I think that he has stood the test of time as a character, as a person, as in the theaters, wherever he is on television, wherever, is because they it makes sense for the period that he's in, no matter what.
That's
No
true.
matter what time period he lands in, from 66 to 89 to 2022 or 23,
Beyond.
even
Batman
beyond,
yeah.
he's there. It fits, and it relates to what's happening in the world, and that's why he's iconic. That's why he sticks the test.
That's
So
good. Kevin.
Because Batman and Bruce Wayne are what we always wanted to be as kids.
Yeah.
We always wanted to be the rich playboy that had all the money to big cars and everything else, but we also all really wanted to be a superhero. And those two combined, every single man can relate to it because we all grew up wanting that. And yeah, you said he's the best superhero. Now, I have never thought about that, but I'm here going. I mean, ever since you said, I'm kind of going on mine. He's definitely, I mean, as far as like one of the, because he's not relatable, but he is. It's the weirdest thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, when you put Batman with a team, he's the conscience, which I think is a very interesting take. If Batman isn't the conscience, who cares? And this boils down why I think that he actually survives, because every writer, unlike most of these other writers that like to do on some of these other characters, they have left Batman his goodness, his wholeness, his darkness. They've left it. They haven't tried to politically correct it or make him something he's not. As soon as they start making Bruce Wayne into Brenda Wayne, it's over. You can't mess with those. Batman and Bruce are two very different characters. Both of them have to survive in order to keep going, and I think that is why. And that's why Batman, even with the bad movies, and well, you have a few of those, it's still fantastic because yes, we have the multiverse Batmans, but the essence of Batman, even jokey Batman, the essence is still there. Campy Batman, the essence is still there. Emo Batman, we'll get to that one. The essence is still there. I think that's, and Bruce Wayne and Batman are two different things, and you can't forget about either of those characters. Like Val Kilmer was terrible on it.
It's the perfect disguise.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I mean, let's just throw that out there. It's the perfect disguise. You got Clark Kent that just wears glasses, and now all of a sudden he's changed. But you have a vigilante that's dark and grungy, that's up all night, that's actually beating people up with his hands at nighttime. But in the daytime, he's going to the spas and he's hanging out, and he's a multi-billionaire that you would never. It's the perfect disguise. I just
and he's rich.
And he's rich. So
yeah, he's like what I see, he is like supposedly right under Bill Gates. He's not Elon Musk. He's right under Bill Gates as far as what his wealth would be. He's above Scrooge McDuck. So I guess as far as the fictional universe would go, yes, Skeeter.
Where's his intelligence come from?
His dad was smart. He was a doctor.
He went to Princeton. He's from Jersey.
He did. Right? Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah. So he's Ivy League.
I thought he took everything off and just left, and most of his stuff was in Bangladesh and all that garbage.
Oh, that's right. The whole thing with the people with the
when they throw in all this extra stuff, it never takes away from Batman.
No, it doesn't.
You know, and that's what I love about this character, because it's always been Batman. This Superman, you know, they have Superman killing people now, and that took away the essence of Superman. Batman, they have not screwed up and taken away the essence yet. If that makes sense.
Well, it's hard to screw up when he has one rule: don't kill anybody. So it's just like, so you know, he has some.
But to be fair,
morals.
To be fair,
some morals.
To be fair with Batman, the original, I think 12 issues, he was carrying a gun, and he killed somebody issue 1 of Detective Comics, and he was laughing about it with the commissioner. Well, I guess he should have watched where he was going. I'm like, you should get your hands on the comic and read it on Comixology. It's free. Definitely look up and read that, because like, whoo, he's come a long way. But I mean, hey, they didn't have the rules at the beginning. I think another thing that makes Batman is he has the Jiminy Cricket of Robin, and so many Robins, and they've changed the Robins. Some more popular than others, but I think the Robin has made it so that is the doorway in, because every kid is Robin.
Well,
Oh, what
is he the Jiminy Cricket, or is I mean, because Alfred always seemed like the conscience, always seemed
Yeah.
like the Jiminy Cricket, to where Robin was more of a anything you can do, I can do better kind of a thing, and he would always do or try that sidekick piece.
Well, if you
You
want
know,
to take this to like a theological, we don't usually go there, but
right?
you'd have Alfred being father, Batman being son, being the main character, and then Robin being the son of the son. So I guess I'm kind of twisting that around a little bit. But
With the thing with Robin is like he like Batman's an orphan, depending on what.
It depends
So
on which Robin, yeah.
Depending on which Robin it is. So, but he's in all the Robins. It's like Bruce is trying to mold him into his image, type of thing. Whereas, I would agree with Skeeter that like Alfred is kind of like the dad he never had.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like the wise man who makes sure he doesn't die.
And what's interesting with the comics anyway, we have Damien, who is his son, that he's trying to mold away from being him. Which I know we're not on the comics, but blah blah. I'm sorry, you talk about Batman, you're gonna get
It's all related.
Well, especially if it's Damien, because bad joke. Wah wah. Okay. Okay. So one more question, and then the screens are going to go, and everyone's going to change places.
They are.
Yes, they are. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. We're
I'm
good.
scared.
Honestly, if you're listening, you won't even notice. Which Bat movie was your first, and which one was your first sticking point for Batman?
Sticking point. What do you mean by sticking point?
Well, okay, I'll tell you mine, and then I'll give
All
my.
right.
Okay, so my first Batman was Batman 66. I watched it on TV, and it had the ray that turned all the world leaders into dust. With everybody, the UN and all that. It was silliness. It was campy. I knew who Batman was. I appreciated him, but I didn't love him. Batman 89 is my sticking point. That is, I watched it a million times, and that, even though I knew the Joker never died, that was my really, at the time, that was my only issue with the movie, was that they killed Joker, because that was stupid. With that being said, that was my Batman, if that makes sense. I think there's been a lot of people that have played it better since then, but that was my sticking point that says, okay, this is who Batman is. Oop. Silly things coming up. Okay, so let's start with Skeeter on this one.
And a lot like you. The 66 Batman, dude, iconic, fun. All of the villains were a
Super
kick in the
friends,
pants.
yeah.
They were legit, like the helicopters, the Joker's fun toys, the Riddler's everything. There was always some kind of gas, the bang boom pow, that we got every time. That was the fun for me, but the stick, the full on, oh my gosh, it's Batman. Like, you want to get nuts? Like, that happened. It happened in 89. Like, that was the moment that Batman became my hero. Like, my vigilante, no superpowers hero.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was there. Everything was there.
And I'd say with that, even with, I'd read the comics and all that, but I never put 2 and 2 together that he has no powers until 89. I know that sounds weird, but it never really dawned on me. He's keeping up a Superman, but he doesn't have any powers. I thought that was a really 89 was that moment that it hit. Kevin.
So so my first Batman was Batman 89, and I mean, what a great movie. I mean, we can all say that the second one, Batman Returns, always scared me as a kid.
Really?
Penguin terrified me.
good.
I remember I'm like what 6 or 7 at that time when it came out. Penguin absolutely terrified me. I remember asking my mom so many questions about this little man, and are there people that actually look like that, and are they going to kill me? But the sticking point to me, the one that really drove home how much I love this character, is Batman the Animated Series. When I was a kid, in 92, 93, and 4, all the way to 95. I mean, I'm 7 years old at that time, and I just remember coming home and watching it, or in the morning and watching it. Like that was, I just remember just going through, being introduced to Poison Ivy for the first time, who was like my first cartoon crush. It's that's just what drove home to me how much I love the character.
Yeah. Chris, real quick.
The first Batman movie I remember seeing in a movie theater was Batman Forever.
Wow.
I was 6. I was 6 when it came out.
But you loved it too, didn't you?
Right?
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I absolutely loved it. And I have several notes when we get to that part of the thing. But the one that really solidified for me that Batman's the best superhero of all time, and the movie that got me back on the Batman train for life, Dark Knight.
Very good. Okay, so we'll get back to this in just a second. So you'll see a flash on the screen, and then we will be. You're not even going to notice we're gone. So, ding! I don't know if we changed it all. Did we? Yeah, we might have a little bit. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention, and I probably should. Okay, so now we're going to talk all the Batman cinematic universe. A couple of these we might be shrinking into one because there's a lot of them. But these are the things that we're going to discuss, among other things, with the movies. Okay, so we're going to talk, keep these in mind for each film, Bruce Wayne and Batman as individual parts. We're talking the Batmobile, the sidekicks, if applicable, the villains, the Batsuit, the music, and our ratings. So let's start with Batman 66. You youngins, have you seen Batman 66?
Yeah, I've seen Batman 66, of course.
Okay, so let's cut some of our thoughts. I think that this was one of those times that I don't think that he played Batman and Bruce Wayne as individuals. I think he was the same.
They were the same person. It was camp all the way around. It wasn't taken seriously.
I don't hate it, but it definitely, in that universe, it worked, and I think it got a lot of people to love it. But okay, so let's hit the Batmobile on it. On that Lincoln Futura was hot. That is my second favorite Batmobile ever.
Ooh,
it's awesome. That's the one I want if I was to win the lotto, and I'm driving around that. I won the lotto. You know what I'm saying? What's your guys' thought of that Batmobile?
It's iconic. And it's a classic car. It's a classic car. I mean, the original Batman movie, it's so campy and so fun. You can tell they're having fun.
Yeah.
And the cast,
the third season. Yeah.
Yeah. The cast enough in this movie is reason enough to watch it, because you got Adam West, you got Burgess Meredith, you got Cesar Romero, and Frank Gorshin. It's just, and it's
Etta
basically
James.
It's basically what would happen if you took a comic book and put it as a movie.
Yeah, at the time, that was exactly it. That was before the days of Dark Knight Returns, and everything's dark and evil now. Oops. Let's talk about our Robin in this one. What was his name? Burt Ward? Yeah, Burt
Ward.
He was too old to play the stupid role. He just had that. I never liked this Robin. I'm not gonna lie. He always, to me, especially when I watched later, like, this dude feels like he's going to go off the set and try to get laid by someone that's probably too big of a fan of Batman. He wishes he would have been around for the convention circuit.
The Robin in the original Batman movie, it's kind of like the New York Mets. You can't hate them because they try.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's so, like, again, it's so campy. It just works. It works.
Best catchphrases in the business.
Oh, absolutely. And they
the
gave
costume. Come
us
on.
bat shark repellent.
Bat shark.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, we're out of
Robin.
bat shark. We have bat manta ray repellent. Yes. I mean, I get so excited when I see that still to this day. And the music had that just very Brady Bunch 70s thing, you know.
Did you know that The Who recorded a version of the Batman theme?
Shut up.
Yeah,
I need to find this.
It's on one of their earliest albums. But
you
it's
need to
there.
find this and put this into the
I'll send it to y'all.
No, put this into the comments on the show. So if you guys are on Facebook or or Instagram or whatever, it'll be there. Chris will get on social media for it. Okay, now let's go to one of my personal favorites, Batman '89. This is the first time we see separation of Batman and Bruce Wayne. I liked how they played Bruce Wayne as unhinged and Batman is in control. You know, when he got pushed to the edge by the Joker, you went nuts. Let's go nuts. Get nuts. That would have never happened as Batman, because he was so controlled as Batman. But Bruce, on the other hand, was a coked out 80s, owner of a.
Look who directed the movie.
Yeah, well, a
Billionaire
coked out
playboy.
director. Yeah.
My one problem with the Batman '89, and it wasn't a problem until I got to an adult, is that he uses bombs and like he's killing the bad guys. Like he really is. Like if you actually look at how he's fighting the bad guys, he has his like bat plane or whatever, and he's going out and he's shooting bombs and machine gun fire at them.
But he wasn't holding a gun, so that's why we give it a pass.
Yeah, I still love it, but like when I became like a comic book nerd, I was like, oh.
See, this movie came out when I was 4 months old, so I had to wait a bit to watch this movie. But
Good Lord.
I know
I have the VHS tape.
I know what that is. This is the movie that kind of set the tone for all future superhero movies that no one loved today. Jack Nicholson's Joker,
brilliant, second
Chef's
best
kiss.
ever, second greatest ever.
He's from Jersey. That's why it's good. People from Jersey are good.
So, is he a drunk driver too? Sorry, go ahead.
No, he's not. But it's a long story. But if
Bruce,
you shut your mouth.
He does. He drives drunk.
If I won the lottery, I would be driving around in the '89 Batmobile, because that's
my favorite. That's my favorite. The '89 Batmobile.
You know what killed it for me on that was the turning radius, and I know that sounds silly. No. I know that sounds silly, but I remember watching that as a kid, and he's trying to get through Chicago or Gotham, whatever it is, and they have to put out the grappling hook to get around the corner that a Yugo could get around. And I don't know why that always bothered me. I'm like, there's no turning radius on this. It's
a movie. It's a movie.
Let me tell you something.
I know.
As a kid, I had the Batmobile, but I had it like in a Matchbox car, and I loved the fact that it was so long, and the turning radius when you're playing with it would look really cool, because you go, and you would kind of slide it like this right here.
It was Tokyo
you can't
Drift.
See me, but I'm sliding it.
Now, what I didn't like was the Batsuit. I'm not a fan of this Batsuit because of the immovability of the head.
The head,
and that's in all of these 4 movies we're going to talk about coming up. I didn't like it; just felt so plastic.
Yeah, right.
At least it didn't have bat nipples, but we'll get to that later.
It worked though, because Tim Burton
visually, yes,
he put his own little dark, twisted magic in Batman and Batman Returns, and I actually love that the only bit of color on the suit is the bat symbol and the
yellow.
Best symbol on any suit,
absolutely
ever.
Yeah, that was the best.
That's my favorite part about the bat suit. Was that symbol was iconic, perfect.
And by the way, and we talked about this on the Batman '89 show because I did some research, but I'll say this again if you guys didn't check that one out, is that Michael Keaton was the one that came up with Batman always talking like this. Because no one had ever thought of disguising his voice until that, and he would not start till he could find his voice, and that was the voice. So that's something
was-
that
That's interesting. That's cool.
I'll have to rewatch it to listen for that.
And then the final thing on there, how perfect was Vicky Vale?
Yeah.
Kim what's
Kim
her name?
Basinger.
Kim
Kim
Basinger.
Basinger.
Dear God, how perfect was she? I've never seen a girlfriend of Batman better than that portrayal.
I would agree. No,
Yeah.
I'm agreeing
Perfect
with
amount of
you.
patience
Yeah.
and not.
Yep.
And he wasn't a playboy in that one. He
No.
was like, he was kind of awkward.
He was
with her.
pretending to be.
Yeah, like the whole dinner scene, the big table. Like, I'm not really like, I don't think I've ever eaten in here before. Honestly,
I forgot
Like,
about that scene.
great.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
know what? That now that you say it, that Bruce Wayne was probably how Bruce Wayne would actually be. You know what I mean? And just the way he was trying to make it, but it was very obvious that he wasn't. Like in real
Yeah.
life, it makes sense.
he wasn't jump in the pool in the hotel or jump in the fountain in the hotel kind of a Bruce Wayne.
No, not at all.
I also really like in Batman 89, there's a scene where the Joker, like, he wipes his face to reveal.
And it's white. Yes.
Yeah. Where he put makeup on to like look normal, but it's like he was wiping off his. But that's like the perfect like metaphor for like this is
this is his real face, and that's
Yeah.
that Batman. That was who he really was.
Yeah,
and I thought that was great. Now, and if we wouldn't have had that Joker, we would not have had the Heath Ledger Joker.
I agree. I was going to say something that Jack Nicholson did such a good job that it was like, okay, now from this point forward, if you're Joker, you got to put your own spin on it.
And I will say this, and come at me, get mad at me. I think his Joker is better than Mark Hamill's Joker in the animated series.
Which
I know
one?
a lot of people in the animated series, the Mark Hamill.
No, but
who
was better?
I would say that it goes Heath, Jack, then to Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
those are fighting words for some people.
I agree with
know.
that. No, I agree with that though. That's the ranking.
That's okay.
I will take that. I take that ranking as well because, and for this reason, Heath is the
we agree
precipice
Yeah.
that every Joker, and we're gonna hate every Joker, honestly,
ever
that comes out ever from that
After that,
point
yeah.
forward. But yes, I think for a voice, the way he was written, Hamill was a great Joker, was one of the greatest. But I think it goes. I agree with you, Deb. I think in that order, Heath, Jack, and Mark Hamill is very well put.
Okay, now let's jump on to Batman Returns. What you got, Kevin? Oh, you want to talk about it?
I'm just disagreeing. Now, I mean, it's the only flip flop. I would just flip flop Nicholson and Hamill, but
that's okay.
That's all right. I'm outranked here.
Okay, so let's talk Batman Returns. Who was in Batman Returns? What made Batman Returns special or not? What made this?
Penguin.
The Penguin was so good.
So
and the other guy that did the thing, he was good too. You know.
I was
Everybody's got the same
three.
impression.
I was 3 years old when this movie came out.
It's a Christmas movie.
And I haven't. It is a Christmas movie, but I haven't seen it since middle school. I just remember Danny DeVito's Penguin scaring the crap out of me because it's creepy, and that's what people from New Jersey look like. That's what Dub envisions that people from New Jersey look like, because Danny DeVito's from New Jersey.
Preach,
and the
preach.
But
that's awesome.
But his no one's. There's only been 3 penguins. I'm sorry. Like, it was Burgess Meredith, then it was Danny DeVito, and then I know I'm jumping ahead, but then it was Colin Farrell in The Batman.
Which that one,
we'll get to that.
That one makes me physically angry.
But that's my piece on Batman Returns.
Yeah.
So I need to rewatch it.
But a lot of people, I would take that Danny DeVito like most people take the Heath Ledger. I don't think anybody's ever going to fill those shoes. He did something in his eyes, and I think that's the best thing. I love a lot of Danny DeVito's work. I'm a huge fan of Always Sunny and Twins and Taxi. I've been following his career like my whole life. I've been following his career. There was something so special about that role, and I don't think that anyone else in the world knew he could do it except for him.
Renaissance man, baby.
He was
I'm just picturing him walking right now and waddling, and then the big duck
fish
boat that he had. And
jeez.
Can I just
great
put this out
character.
there? Giorgetti,
Yes.
please write a villains Broadway show, please.
I'm on it because I would love to play the Penguin. Maybe if I do it,
I want to help with writing music. That's all I ask.
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll do it. There's I know this is a weird sidebar. There's this group called Team Star Kid, and years ago they did a Batman musical called Holy Musical Batman, and it is absolutely brilliant. Watch it on YouTube. Okay, my wife will be very happy about that plug. Sorry.
One other thing, and this is really the only other memorable thing about this, is Michelle Pfeiffer.
I was going to say Catwoman. Yep.
Oh my gosh!
What a transformation from the just her to basically turn into Catwoman.
She's the best Catwoman.
She is the best Catwoman. Hands down.
Yeah, the one of the new Batman is garbage. Is hot garbage in comparison. Sorry, she's not bad, but compared to that, she's hot garbage. Every other cartoon version we've seen has been hot garbage in comparison.
Yes,
it has been that good.
Hers, yes. One of my other favorites is the Selena Kyle from Gotham. She did a spectacular job, but
she was 10.
She didn't get that far. She wasn't old enough yet. So,
and I don't want to see that old.
Yeah.
Tim Burton. I usually don't like Tim Burton films, but he was such a visionary when it came to Batman and what he did, and really moved. And I think Giorgetti, you said it, is that superhero movies are the way they are because of that. If that movie didn't succeed, I don't know if we would have gotten that. It would have continued on.
Yeah.
Well, make it this. You said so. What did we say about 66 Batman? It was a comic book come to life. 89 Batman.
So it was.
It was there.
It was more Frank Miller come to life.
Frank Miller absolutely. This, we got a literal graphic novel on a big screen, and that was beautiful from Tim Burton.
Which becomes more on these next ones, the Shoemaker version song.
Oh, God, no.
Okay, so let's pop over. And we have Batman Forever with Chris O'Donnell, who's supposed to play the 9-year-old Robin at like 28 and sexy. Confusing to me.
This is not the worst one. This is not the worst one.
I do think
Chill out.
Yeah.
We'll save for the next, but I vividly remember seeing this movie in the theaters with my dad, and I'm almost certain that as a kid, this is what was like, oh my God, Batman's the coolest thing ever. And, Schumacher even said in interviews, I forget, it was either for Batman Forever or Batman and Robin, that these were giant toy commercials. And that's probably why I liked it so much as a kid. And I also remember the McDonald's ad campaign because I got chicken nuggets and a Batman toy.
Can we save ourselves a little headache and actually put these two together? Because I just want to talk about these two together because it's not worth separating.
God.
Now, but hold on. We talked that you had that line. You said it's a comic book came to life. There's one line that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a comic come to life when the security guard is in a safe being filled with acid. Oh no, it's boiling acid. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yes, but I just read that.
Batman Forever, though, there were two good
nipples.
things. No, that was Batman and Robin.
Okay.
There were two good things that come out of Batman Forever. I was 6 when this one came out. It was Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Was good.
And even though I would have loved to have seen Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent, Tommy Lee, we got Tommy Lee Jones, who was just as crazy. He did a great job.
As a kid,
I can go back and look, and I don't love the performance.
So
I can tell you could tell that him and Jim hated each other. You could feel it when you watched it.
Actually, they hated Val Kilmer. Apparently,
so did I.
He was the worst.
So did we. Everybody hated Val Kilmer.
So
the worst Batman. The worst. Bruce Wayne.
Georgetti, I
Period.
love that you said it was a toy commercial come to life. Because as a kid, I remember I loved both of those movies. Now, as an adult, you're watching as an adult and you're like, oh, this is atrocious. But like as a kid, oh my God, it was the colors and the
Yeah,
brightness.
the colors were great.
And then,
And that's what comics looked like at that time.
Yeah. And I know we're going to talk about, you said, put them together, the Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze was one of the coolest villains in the animated series. I loved looking at it.
The animated series, yes.
I was so excited for Mr. Freeze to come. And then we got Terminator. Like it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense.
With all of the puns, I think his first line is "cool party," and then they're like doing some like bat skates in like the first 10 minutes of the movie. And then they're singing like the
and how do you screw up Bane that bad?
Oh,
Bane is one of the most interesting characters in villain history. Period.
Underrated in the comics.
And just read Suicide's Secret Six, by the way, with the run with what's her name? She hates me. I forgot her name. She's blocked me on Twitter like 10 times. I forgot her name though. It's
Alicia Silverstone?
No, the writer for Secret Six.
Oh.
Anyway,
Alicia Silverstone blocked.
That's the ultimate Bane. Bane is the main character, and you need to read those. Anyway, she hates me so much.
I will say the best theme song out of any Batman came from Batman and Robin.
Seal?
Seal.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
Fire
Kiss
Rose.
from Rose.
Love
Yeah.
that song.
Okay, let's get sued.
Da, 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 da. We were all in the same key. That's amazing. Good job,
Good.
guys. Good job.
We practiced.
No, we didn't. Don't put that to practice.
Okay. So my issue with this whole piece, the motorcycle stuff in Batman and Robin. Why? This whole Batman and Robin fight over girls stuff. I get the whole Poison Ivy piece, but like then all of a sudden Uncle
Festus.
we have Alicia Silverstone shows up and she's like
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, and she's like, "Oh."
You could tell she did not want to be in this movie. She was dating Chris, I think, at the time. I think that's why. That's the only reason I feel like she showed up on set.
I was like, when did Clueless show up in Batman and Robin?
Because that's how she acted. She acted like Cher from Clueless.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
I've neglected to say that from Batman 89 to Batman and Robin, we were treated to the best Alfred on screen.
Oh,
that actor, I forget his name.
He was so good.
He was the quintessential Alfred.
He is still, when I read the comics, it's still his voice.
Yeah. That's how it sounds to me as well.
Okay, so now we're going to take another three and we're going to throw them together. Just because of time constraints, we are going to talk the Nolan trilogy.
Amazing.
I'm ready. I have my
so good
ready.
and so bad.
No, you liar.
Yes, there's things I don't like, and I'll tell you. Do you want me to crap on it first, or do you guys want to talk all the positives?
Let's talk about that. You can crap on.
I love the Batmobile in all of these. I love the learning curve in these. I don't like the no Robin at all. Yeah,
they like teased him, but it really wasn't.
It
like,
was
really
it was
weird
stupid.
That they did that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
his
was
real name.
That was
his
stupid.
real name's Jason. Shut up or whatever.
So Batman. Sorry, go ahead, Kevin. So
okay, so a little story about this. So I actually watched Dark Knight Rises. No, the Dark Knight, right? And because everybody was talking about it, oh, you gotta watch it. So I watched it, and I remember there was a point where Heath Ledger. What did I do?
he was doing Bane. He was referencing the wrong Dark Knight movie.
So I was watching Dark Knight, and I remember everybody talking about how great Heath Ledger was. And about halfway through, I'm like, okay, he's okay. And then all of a sudden, the scene where he's in the jail cell, and he's just sitting there, and he's just talking. And it was that moment right there. I was like, this guy is brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And then it blew my mind at that scene, because he made sense. He was talking absolute craziness, but it made absolute sense which is proves that he's crazy. It was just so
Hey
good.
Kevin, you want to see a pencil disappear?
That's the scene.
Oh,
That's the scene.
He won the
Oh.
Oscar for. So like Batman Begins hit that reboot button hard, and
Yeah, it was
it cleansed my memory of the
I
bad Schumacher
I didn't like the
films.
Ra's al Ghul.
That was
No,
awesome.
That was awesome.
Really?
That was to set up the next movie. Batman Begins.
In that
set
universe,
up
it
the middle.
works. In that
Yes.
universe, it works. But I don't want to see. I don't ever want to read that.
So
No.
like I think Christian Bale is the best Bruce Wayne because this is the one I've bonded to.
You know what? I'm not going to disagree. He's not the best Batman.
He's not the best Batman.
He's a really great Bruce Wayne.
Because
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
The Dark Knight trilogy and all the Batman movies are about the villains. So you have your act one of your Shakespeare, and then you get the greatest superhero film ever made in The Dark Knight, Fight Me, because like it's the perfect superhero movie, and it's one of the best movies ever made. In
The chaotic music, the chaotic freaking music.
Fun fact about that: when Heath Ledger died, Hans Zimmer trashed the score to the movie because he didn't want like
Swells and Happy.
So he made the motifs that we have, and it's perfect.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and I remember I was just graduated high school in 2008 when this came out. And my friends and I saw Heath Ledger was cast, and we're like, God, no, this is going to be terrible. And then I'm going to make this pencil disappear. You could hear the movie theater, like every scene after that scene, everyone was like, shh, be quiet, quiet. Heath Ledger's on. Like, he's the best. He's the Joker. The Joker.
The scene whenever he's leaving or when he's talking to Two-Face there, and the scene when he has the gun and he's putting it up to his head, and then when he walks away and he has the bomb button and he hits it, and boom, 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 and then it stops and he's looking around, and then it starts really going off, and he starts kind of running. I'm like, oh my God, that's the Joker! Like, he's so good.
Improv.
So
He improv that.
Because it didn't go off right. That's why he jumped.
Yeah.
But Two-Face wasn't good. I think that was I think the character was okay. I don't think that they developed it. I didn't care.
They spent too much time with him as Harvey Dent. I think but I loved like Christopher Nolan is
he needs his own movie. You couldn't put him with the infrastructure. It's because it wasn't fair.
It wasn't fair. I agree.
Heath Ledger owned that. That was too big, too big to have to try and even bring that for how long? That long? When when Harvey Dent comes out and says, "I'm Batman."
Yeah,
and you're like, "What?"
Like, okay, let's go on to let's get back to Joker. Yeah, that's what you're thinking,
right? Yeah,
well, I'm not saying he did a bad job. It wasn't written well.
Right.
The Harvey Dent or the movie?
The Harvey Dent.
No, the Harvey Dent.
The Harvey Dent.
I disagree. Because he's I would have picked a different villain to be the second minor villain.
You needed a minor.
I would have switched Two-Face and Scarecrow. I
actually was just thinking of Scarecrow. I was actually just thinking of Scarecrow when you were saying that.
But they could have brought him back.
Cillian Murphy's in all three.
But yes.
But that's underrated too. Him as Scarecrow.
So Joffrey's in it too. In the first one.
Yes.
He's the kitty rescue.
A Riddler or something. Somebody that was
needs something to raise the levity to kind of like this is
because we went from here
the ventriloquist
to Jet Black.
Yeah, could have used the ventriloquist.
Yep.
Now I would have been okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Or Professor Pig.
Mad Hatter or something.
Mad Hatter. Yeah.
Sorry. Or Bane.
Perhaps
we're talking about
that was another really poor decision by Christopher Nolan. I'm sorry.
No.
Here,
No. Here's why.
I still have to watch it with freaking subtitles because I don't understand them.
Here's why. Tom Hardy, the actor who played Bane, wanted to juxtapose his size and his voice. So I absolutely loved Tom Hardy as Bane. I felt like after we had Heath Ledger's Joker, nothing was going to be as good. And to this day, nothing has come close. Nothing's come close.
Everybody tries to do it. Everybody's the pencil disappear guy now. Everybody tries to play the role. The facial features, the way they talk, the way they act, it's the same. Like I said, every Joker from till the end of time, unless they figure out their own way, will be Heath Ledger.
Okay, well,
Jared Leto's was different.
Actually, no, I do want to say that.
Oh God, no!
You can be as pissy as you want about that. You gripe all you want. At least he did something different. Everybody else, every cartoon, everything else was just a freaking carbon copy. At least he did something different. I may not have loved it, but it was something different.
When he walks in the room, the first time when we meet him with the warden guy or the head guy from Blackgate, when he walks in that casino in that back room where they're cutting up the meat, and the way he talks to him in the beginning, if you listen to it again, it's the same tone and rhythm as Heath Ledger's speak. His actions completely different. Yeah. I love Jared Leto as the Joker. His style was amazing, but he stepped away from it quickly, though. You can see it, but he walks a different direction really quick.
I mean, I think that if he wouldn't have come after Heath Ledger, I think people would have liked it a lot more.
Yep.
And if the script was a lot better.
If the script we're not talking about garbage. Suicide Squad, that was Batman was in it. We're not talking about it. No, we're good. Okay, so I feel like we need to calm down a second. We're gonna come back in just a second.
We've got to talk more.
We'll be right back. We have more Batman to talk about. Okay, so we're all calmed down. We're all cool, all collected. No, there were some bad things that were said off screen. I apologize for that. Okay, so the Nolan trilogy was good. Okay, so now let's talk on some of the next dark ages of Batman. Let's start with Batman v Superman.
Why did you say that name?
Why'd you say that name?
Why did you say that name?
To this day,
my first tube today, sir. Let's go.
To this day, I do not know how that movie ended, because when my wife and I went to see it in theaters, someone pulled the fire alarm before the final battle. But we did see Superman and Batman bond over the
Wonder Woman was great in that movie, by the way.
Yeah, and I loved Ben Affleck and Jeremy Irons were perfect.
I like Jeremy Irons as a new version, as a different take on Alfred.
Yeah.
He's not my Alfred, but I like him. I like Affleck. I will say it.
I like Affleck too.
I hate his suit. Yeah. I hate his suit more than I hate bat nipples. I don't like the suit. It looks like he's made out of paper mache. I don't like it.
I disagree. The suit kind of is an homage to Adam West with the short bat ears, and it's
to Dark Knight Rises.
They said that Returns. Too, because Affleck said that he liked the short. He wanted to kind of give that back to the original.
I liked his suit. I liked his suit. I thought it looked very real. I don't know. I liked it.
I like the Nightmare Batman suit the best of all of them. I hated the bat,
which made no sense because they kind of.
But the Nightmare Batman suit was awesome. Griffin actually redid the Nightmare Batman suit for a con that we went to, and it looked phenomenal. But that was probably my favorite because I love the goggles with the whole. It just worked. It was good.
It's very real life tack.
But this. The only thing I loved Affleck as Batman as Bruce Wayne. Okay. As Bruce Wayne. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I loved him as Bruce Wayne because, like I said in the beginning, what's your superpower? In I'm rich.
He was the right amount of Playboy.
That was beautiful, beautiful. But oh my gosh, this Bruce Wayne was a super genius. like he was the tech
The
guy.
detective. Yeah.
He had every piece of tech ever in the world, but did we ever see Lucius? Did we ever
No.
see Lucius Fox in this one? Or
don't
was
think
it
so.
all Batman stuff? All Bruce doing
All
everything.
Bruce.
I
All Bruce.
it had
That was weird.
had DC and Warner Brothers not have screwed this up royally, I would have loved to have seen like a flashback of how Robin died in this universe.
Yeah.
Because that adds a layer to the cake that is Batman that hasn't been seen, because we think of, you know,
Well,
this as,
when Jason dies, yes, I mean that is such a great moment in Death of the
But-
Family.
this God, I still don't I haven't even gone back to watch the ending. I just know the movie was so bad. It was just so bad.
Okay, I think we expected too much out of it. I think it was, as far as the movies go, it's above 66 and not much else, and it's above Bat Nipples, but it's
Yes.
not great. But it's, if you go lower your expectations and watch it, it's not bad. I know that sounds like a cop out because I love Batman. Just like Justice League, I think it's not as bad as we remember it to be.
So
But
I still don't know. I still don't know how that ends, because it's still going. It's still in theaters right now, because it's like a 7,000 hour movie.
Never seen it. Never seen Justice League. No desire to.
should.
Yeah.
The Snyder cut on HBO Max.
4 hours.
If you break it up into 4
4
one-hour
days.
episodes,
Yes.
it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I recommend
Okay,
doing
let's check
that.
it out. I'll
But
check it out.
half of
I
it's slow
do.
motion.
I as well.
Half of it's 2 of the 4
Or
hours.
just
is slow
lost, or
motion.
just watch the last
Like
hour of the last movie.
Yeah.
Now, with Ben Affleck, what I'm confused about is he played such a good Bruce Wayne, and he's a comic geek. He knows comics, and he loves the character, and he nailed Bruce, but he did not nail Batman at all. I think he's a great actor, but I just don't think you have to have something special to just have your eyes.
I didn't like how his Batman straight up murdered people.
Yeah.
You know, if we're gonna be like a purist or whatever, in my book, Batman doesn't kill people. Like,
Yeah.
it's like the line in Batman Begins, "I'm not gonna kill you, but I don't have to save you," type of thing. He was straight up like murdering people with like guns in this one.
Fair enough. But and that is a take off of Dark Knight Returns. He did that in Dark Knight Returns, if you read that comic. And you should read that comic if you haven't.
Which is excellent. But it's like there was so much potential with Batman v Superman and the whole Snyderverse that they just WB has this weird
Dark
thing where
and gritty.
you can do dark and gritty because, you know, it worked with Nolan and it worked with the Batman, which I guess is the most
We'll get to that in a minute.
But this was it was unbelievable, but in a bad way.
Yeah,
enough.
it was too dark. It was too dark. It was too depressing. It was almost like they were trying to be so much different than Marvel.
They were trying to
because
make a
Marvel-
Punisher movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
they were trying to not be, because Marvel has there's quips and there's jokes and almost too goofy at times.
You're saying
And
that about your religion? Sorry, I'm done. I'm done.
I
I'm
hate you
done.
so much sometimes. Sometimes I hate you so much. No, you know what I mean? Marvel's had a certain thing. DC was like, you know what? We're gonna do the exact same thing as Marvel.
Only not as good.
It's like, you know, and it just kind of it just didn't work, you know?
And
Okay.
with the Justice League and Batman v Superman, it's just like, I haven't heard of Steppenwolf or whoever the
have.
hell. Okay, well, yeah.
I'm a DC guy though.
Yeah,
To be fair, I'm a DC. That is my preference. Is DC.
I think Batman has the best villains of any comic franchise.
Yes,
Second to Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Spider-Man's got the best rogue gallery.
But
Okay.
we didn't bring anybody in. We went
No.
freaking big dogs right off the bat, and
Yeah,
we
you're
kicked the
having
rest of
gods
them
right
out.
off the bat. You're like,
Dude,
kid.
at least with Spider-Man, they bring 99% of the rogues gallery in.
Yeah.
We get the number one.
They were starting
then-
out at the ending.
Yeah.
Instead of starting out the beginning, they started out the ending.
Yeah.
There's been so much mismanagement, and everyone should get fired and hire geeks that love the material. Okay, let's move on to the Batman.
Yes.
Love this Batman. Hated this Bruce Wayne. I don't
Bruce
like.
Wayne sucked.
I
Great
don't
Batman.
like '90s goth Bruce Wayne. I'm so sad.
No.
I'm sad. See, I'm wearing makeup because I am sad.
It's not that. This is a Batman. Like we've actually never
Batman
seen
Year
this.
2. I know,
But like in terms of the cinema, we haven't seen a Batman still learning how to be Batman and figuring out what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah, he's new in it. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, and like
love the Batmobile.
yes, that's if I had cars, I'd want that car. This one also hit the reboot button really hard after the disaster of the last couple movies. And again, when they announced Robert Pattinson was going to be Batman, I went F no. I said a vulgar
As
word,
we all did.
But then it was awesome, and it didn't feel like a 3-hour movie. And I think
It felt long. It felt long.
I disagree because this movie stands on. I think this movie stands on its own as just like a film noir movie. It's like it was a detective movie, which is what Batman.
Okay, that's my problem. That is my other than the goth whiny Bruce Wayne. That is my problem. Is Batman was a complete moron in this. There's not one thing he did on the detective. Catwoman did it all. That movie happens whether Batman's there or not. It's like in Indiana Jones. He was inconsequential to the plot.
I didn't see the most recent one, the
I
Indiana
haven't
Jones.
seen it either.
No, I'm not talking.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
that.
Indiana Raiders.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. You didn't
Yeah.
need to be there. Yeah,
He did not need to be there. Everything happens anyway.
Yeah, no,
Just
it's
like
real.
this movie. Think about this movie. Everything would have happened. Catwoman found everything. He did no special anything.
He was vengeance. He didn't need to do anything.
But that's Batman is Detective Comics.
Again, this
That's my problem.
This is why I love this movie so much. It's because we saw his vulnerability and we saw.
I don't want a vulnerable Batman.
Yeah, but everyone doesn't.
I'll take a vulnerable Bruce. I don't want a vulnerable Batman.
But like,
go ahead,
So
Kevin.
here's my idea about this: is that he is new Batman, and I'm kind of torn because with James Gunn taking, I wanted him to. I like this Batman. And I kind of got excited about, wow, we're going to have a cool Batman franchise again with him because I liked his Batman so much. And I was kind of excited to see, you talked about in the Dark Knight trilogy, is you're watching Batman grow in the story arc to this. And I was like, wow, we're going to be able to see him from the beginning in the story arc. I think that's kind of.
I don't want to think Batman cuts himself at night.
Okay.
I'm not wrong. And I don't care there's Robert Pattinson. He sparkles. It's a different movie. Shut up. That's stupid. I don't care about all that. I don't like how he played Bruce Wayne. He felt like a petulant child.
That's because he kind of is in this particular moment in time. He's still, because his parents are dead. My parents are dead.
They're dead.
Darkness. But so I love
listen to The Cure a lot.
I kind of liked how they skipped over the "my parents are dead" part, which is like we know. But I disagree that I think this was a brilliant move. It was different, which
I
is
liked it.
what, yeah. And Paul Dano's Riddler. Oh,
Okay,
He's
here's my
so
other problem.
good.
He wasn't the
I
Riddler.
liked it. I know Dub didn't, but I liked it.
I liked
it
it.
was
I liked
awesome.
how he played it. I did not like. He was not the Riddler. That was at best. What's his name? Not Calendar Man. The Zodiac. He was Zodiac. He was not Riddler. Knock it off with that. Get your characters right. 'Cause that pisses me off a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
I did love the
Hey,
soundtrack.
lot.
Doug.
Yeah.
When at the end of the movie, when the screen credits, it said Riddler. I don't know. It was Riddler.
That's not what I read.
I just saw my finger on front of the screen on that. It wasn't that was a problem. It's like again, I love the material. You all love the material. give me what. Don't screw around with that kind of stuff. Because it's very simple. Change name Riddler to Zodiac. It's that simple.
Everything about him was Zodiac, though. It was like
he
from
was the Zodiac.
start to finish.
His look, how he acted, his clues, everything.
He wasn't funny.
No,
like the Riddler has a sense of
irony,
hilarity, and irony to him.
Not
there was
like Joker.
nothing in that.
Yeah,
I laughed at some of his puns because it was dark. It was like we could disagree all night about it, but like I that's why I love the Batman, the 2022 film, because it was different, but it was also, it had the comforts of home. And Michael Giacchino wrote an amazing score, and it kind of reminded me of Danny Elfman's music from the original Batman movies. Like,
Trent Reznor should have written it.
He
tell me I'm wrong.
Just to show you how subtle it was, he took Schubert's Ave Maria, which is a song that's in the movie, and he changed like a handful of notes and made this gorgeous, hauntingly beautiful theme for the Riddler. And it's so good. And it's
Go ahead. Zodiac. You meant
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
Okay,
that makes sense now. Yeah.
As a music nerd, I appreciated that subtlety.
I appreciate. I follow you, Chris, 100%. The opening scene, music choice,
song, yeah,
beautiful. Like, it opened this movie with like, okay, I'm in.
That 90s
my
grunge
ears
angst.
Said 90s grunge. I'm in. You caught my attention. What the hell's going on right now? Oh my gosh. Like, it was insane. And I was like, yes, I love it. The thing about Bruce, though, Bruce and Batman, okay? So this is a year two. I get it. He's still learning how to be the guy, right? He's kind of, yeah, totally. But like, once again, we go from where we were with Justice League Batfleck and Super Genius, I can make all my own tools, all my own toys, to where's all this stuff come from? That's what I want to know. That's the part that I love, that grabs me and brings me in. Lucius is real. Like, that's as much as Alfred is a huge thing to me, like that makes a really big part of the movie, and they had a great Alfred in this one.
Yeah.
But where's the other part of Bruce Wayne, Batman? Like, that's what I want to know. And please, somebody make me a YouTube video of when he starts the Batmobile. I don't care if like, just straight up give me Cure just rolling hard, or Depeche Mode or something when he starts it.
And I agree with you, Skeet. Like, Alfred in this movie, played by Andy Serkis, I think what they're trying to do, because they're going to make a sequel, whether we want one or not. I think they're combining.
Well, he's got to come out of rehab. I mean, because all that cutting and all. That's a lot of blood they got to get back in the system. Oh,
stop it!
Well, otherwise he sparkles. Otherwise he sparkles. Sorry, go ahead.
We're going to disclaim this. We're not making fun of
suicide awareness.
Someone may have.
There's the number in the link.
I'm making fun of the character, not anything else. Chill out, y'all. Grow a sense. You listen to this show. Grow a sense of humor. Come on, give me a break. After the crap that I've said on air, if that's gonna be your sticking point, bye. Come on. I love y'all, but come on.
So Batman.
Wow. I'm feeling like emo Bruce right now.
Sometimes you have to do something different to.
Different doesn't always mean better.
That's true, but sometimes from something different comes another chapter that is what the people want. So I think
which is the end credits.
And with that being said, I did not hate this movie at all. In fact, I don't put it. It's not even at the bottom. It's pretty good. I will be very vocal about things I don't like, because I love these things and I want perfection.
And I
that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it.
I actually liked Colin Farrell in this movie.
I hated. Again, that's coming after DeVito.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a Penguin since DeVito, so the fact
But
that
you don't know it's Penguin unless you're a comic book reader.
he's got the nose.
If he would have thrown his
Kinda.
hands up and been like,
If he would have put a fish in his mouth and started eating it, I would have been dead. Or he would have had the umbrella. Yeah.
So I think HBO Max is having a Penguin series, which I don't.
No.
I think
no,
they are.
That last Superman piece of garbage series. Oh, that's so bad. By
Peacemaker,
the
John Cena one.
That's good.
That's
I
good.
haven't seen Peacemaker
You
yet.
need to watch it.
It's fantastic. It's rated R humor. Okay, I gotta kill this, guys, because we can talk about this all night long. Because wow,
What?
we went down
Wow.
some rabbit trails.
Can we say what our top 3 are at least?
Top 3,
of
and
all
then
the
we're out. Okay, Chris, top 3.
Dark Knight, Batman 2022, Batman 89, and a movie. Honorable mention: Mask of the Phantasm, because that is an awesome movie from the animated series.
Okay, Kevin.
Dark Knight, Batman 89, and then The Batman.
Skeeter.
89, Dark Knight Returns. And then I'm gonna go with Batman v Superman because I like Affleck in there. Yeah, totally.
Okay. I go 89, Returns, 66.
You're gonna put 66 over The Dark Knight?
Well, Dark Knight, no, the Dark Knight Forever. I'm the second one. What is the second one in the Nolan verse?
The Dark Knight.
Dark Knight.
That was just Dark Knight. Okay, yeah, the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
So not Batman Returns, but Dark Knight. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Oh, thanks. I'm so glad I got your permission, Kevin. And that's coming from a Marvel, cultist right there.
Hey, I think for me, really digging into Marvel, I did pretty good this episode. So
You did good. Everybody did really good on this. I'm proud of y'all, Kevin. And he was able to. I guess he didn't have to do any sacrifices to the Marvel gods today, so he was able to talk about DC. So that was
even
nice.
talked a little bit negatively about it, so it was good.
It was good, but I'm going to talk negative because I'm funny. Well, I think I am anyway. So check out the Facebook page, check out the Twitter, the Instagram, all that fun stuff. Do the things. We do the things back. www.iheartgeekshow.com. Use the com. We paid extra for it. And until next time, I'm Dub. I'm here with Chris. We're here with Kevin. We're here with Skeeter. Keep on geeking on. And I'm Batman.
No, I'm Batman.
No, I'm Batman.
No, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Lego Batman. We had to talk about Lego Batman.
You want to get nuts? Batman.
You have been listening to the latest episode of the iHeart Geek Show. Make sure you visit our website at www.iheartgeekshow.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you check us out on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And keep on geeking on to all of you geek rock stars.